This has been a rough afternoon. I'll show you right here. This is a pile of chickens. We had a dog or dogs that we did not see run through our chicken coops or our chicken yards and take out most of our chickens. So I can't remember. I don't think we've counted those, but there's a bunch of chickens there. I think we definitely lost more than half our chickens. I'm not sure how many are left, but there's one in the woods that I need to go put down that's been injured. And we're also keeping our eyes and ears open for the animals that did this. The worst predator for a homestead like ours is not a bear. We've had a bear around here. It's not foxes. We have had possums mess up some of our chickens, but it's dogs. And being in a remote area like our road, people dump off their dogs here. Dogs that they don't care about anymore. They just drop them off in the country thinking somebody's gonna take care of them. They say, oh, this is my imagination of what they think, is that they think the country is their environment. They'll be comfortable there. They'll enjoy being able to run around, find their own food. But these are animals that have been domesticated. They can't do that. They can't find their own food. Some seem to be finding our chickens. And we did see a dog earlier today that had no collar. Beautiful dog. It's horrible that people do this. Good. Is it in? We had put the chickens in the garden so that they could dig around and tear some stuff down, clean out some plants. They've done a pretty good job. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to be pulled off that fencing. This group of chickens, it turns out, did not get attacked as bad as the other one. So we could have left them in. We were planning to leave them in there a little longer, but we had decided we're going to put them in the greenhouse. And after the attack, we decided it was time to go ahead and put them in there now. We put a fence around so they have a little bit of a yard. We can close them in or leave them out. When it gets really cold, we might close them in there for the night. That might give them a little more heat. Not much. Chickens don't need a lot of heat. And this area of the country, they can handle almost any temperatures here. Well, I guess really any temperatures here. It wasn't easy getting that in there. It's so tall. But we stopped with the truck when we got it partway in and cranked it down low and used the tractor to move it the last little bit so that we could hold this down low to the ground and keep the roof from being up too high. It worked out pretty well. Plus getting around this dirt pile was not easy. Yesterday we had seen a dog out here at the street, actually over close to Caleb's house. And I yelled at it. It ran 2 or 3 steps away and then it stopped and just sat in the street and looked at us and watched for a long time. Later we did scare it completely away. And we're pretty sure that's the dog that came and tore up everything here a few hours later. Scared the sheep out of the pen. I didn't even mention the sheep ran out of the pen and the baby lamb got caught up in the fencing and was so tangled in almost like a fishing net that when Cindy got to it, it was having trouble breathing. It had the wire wrapped around its neck, the strings or whatever you call it on the fence. So she just cut all the strands and got it off of her. I wasn't even here. I had run over to another place where I was cutting down some brush. And so I got back over here and Rico and Monica were here helping out with getting the sheep back in the pen. So that was all a fiasco and trying to get them separated to the right pens again because both sets of them got out. Then we went around picking up dead chickens. I lifted up the compost pile and we put the chickens in the bottom of the pile. Since it's a fresh pile and it's going to be creating a lot of heat as it's breaking down, it's going to that's gonna take care of those chickens and just turn them into soil. So like I said, these chickens were over here. They had the big house and they didn't get torn up as bad. Some of them got killed, but really not that many of them. I think earlier when I said so many of them had been killed, there weren't as many as I thought, but it was still really bad. The other pen, which is behind the greenhouse, those chickens got destroyed. I think only maybe 3 survived out of all of them. And then the guinea hens, 2 of the guinea hens got killed, and they just roam around everywhere. One of those, yes, one did survive. We saw it last night. It was on top of every night it comes and jumps back in the pen and gets on top of the chicken coop. Since we have 2 roosters, we're still gonna have 2 pens. If you put the roosters together, they're just gonna fight and injure each other. We don't wanna do that, but it would be nice to consolidate all the chickens, especially since we don't have very many now. We'll be thinking about what we're gonna do about that as time goes on and see if maybe we can consolidate them. And we're also gonna be thinking about increasing the population a little bit again. We've not been getting very many eggs, so we definitely need to start some more chicks. Either buy some, order some, or just try to hatch some. I think we're gonna start out just trying to hatch some chicks. So it's been most of a day getting all that set up, and now I'm back here working on the retaining wall again. I've torn down most of it. This tree, that's gonna be the biggest bear of the whole project, I think, is getting that tree out of there and the bush that's behind it. I think I'll take out the rest of this and then just focus completely on that tree and then come and finish that later. It would be nice if you could just take a chainsaw and cut through dirt and trees, but that doesn't work. If you run a chainsaw in the dirt for a few seconds, it'll just completely dull and destroy the blade.
God willing.
If you want a dog that looks like this, you can check with Angels to the Animals and pick up this dog. This is the dog that did so much damage. But it's a very sweet dog for a house dog, I think.
Yeah.
Or if you need to get rid of a lot of chickens.